Revelation, the 19th chapter. To show you, right, but this is dealing with the ultimate judge. The one you ignorantly go to church and say you worship on Sundays, right? Yahweh Shai, the one you ignorantly call Jesus Christ. All right? This is Revelations 19 and 11 to show that he's the judge. It says, and I saw heaven open, and behold a white horse, and he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True, and in righteousness he doth judge and make war. And in righteousness he does judge and make war. Right? So the one you ignorantly go to church and worship on Sundays, he's the ultimate judge. Right? His name is Yahweh Shai, and he's the judge. Now let's find out his complexion. Let's go to Revelation, the 1st chapter. Revelations 1, verse 14 says, his head and his hairs were white like wool. Right? The hairs on his head were white like wool. Or what you would call, he had gray hair. Alright? A head full of gray hair, beard, and all that. Right? As white as snow. And his eyes were of the flame of fire. He had red eyes. Right? Verse 15, and his feet like unto fine brass. That right there is telling me something. The color of your feet is the color of your whole body. It said his feet were unto fine brass. What color is brass? Brass is a derivative of brown. Right? But that's not the point there. It said his feet was like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace. So you put that brass in the furnace, what's going to happen? It's going to get darker. So he was a dark brown man, dark chocolate, right? The one you ignorantly call Jesus Christ is a dark brown man. Understand? He's what you would call a black man today, all right? It says, and his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burn in a furnace, and his voice of the sounds of many waters. Right? So that's telling you right there. And he's the ultimate judge. Right? And what happened? Didn't they cover up his face? How did they cover up the face of that judge? If I put up this image, Caesar Borgia. Right? Caesar Borgia, the second son of Pope Alexander VI of Rome. It's an actual person that they put up and have y'all worshiping. Understand? The image of Christ that they have put up in these churches is false. It is a false image. Understand? And that's why they got y'all worshiping. Because as I just read according to the Bible, he's a dark-skinned man with white woolly hair. Alright? Alright? So now let's go to Job 9:24 again. As a matter of fact, let's go to Jeremiah. Jeremiah 14 verse 2. Right? It says, Judah mourning. Right? The Jews will be in mourning, right? And the gates thereof languish. They are black under the ground. They're black under the ground, right? So the Jews are black. And the cry of Jerusalem is gone up. So it says the Jews are black under the ground, all right? The Jews are black. They're dark-skinned people. Understand? So and the Jews are going to judge the world. Understand? Let's get that. To show that the Jews are judges. there any of you having a matter against another? He's talking to his people right here, right? Paul is talking to the church of Corinth. He's talking to his people, right? Though that there any of you having a matter against another, go to the law before the unjust and not before the saints. Do ye not know that the saints shall judge the world? And if the world shall be judged by you, are ye unworthy to judge the smallest matter? Know ye not that we shall judge angels? How much more things that pertain to this life? We are the judge. Understand? We're going to judge the world. Matter of fact, we're going to judge the angels. Understand? So if we're the judges, and I just read in Jeremiah 14:2, the Jews are black. So if the Jews are black, right, how was our face covered? Alright, when you read Revelations 2:9 and 3:9, it tells you that the ones who say they are Jews are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. Understand? They're the ones who cover up the faces of the judges. Right? They whitewash all our images, man. Understand? They whitewash all the dark images, all the icons. They whitewash them. Alright? Let's go back to Job 9:24. Job 9:24, right? It says, earth is given into the hand of the wicked, right? He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Because that the wicked is going to cover up the faces of the judges. I done proved to you who the judges are, right? And I'm proving to you who's covering up the faces of the judges. They are the wicked, right? Who covered up Moses' face? Right? In a movie called The Ten Commandments. Right? The so-called white man. He's an Edomite according to the Bible. Alright? Who covered up the one they ignorantly called Jesus Christ and put themselves up? So-called white man did. Right? He's covering up the face of the judges. He's whitewashing all of them. The Jews, according to Jeremiah 14:2, are black unto the ground. How are they red right now? Understand what I'm saying? Who's doing that? The wicked. Right? The wicked is the one who's doing it. Alright? It says the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. Right? And the earth was given into his hands. That's why he had the power to cover up the faces of the judges. Because the world was given into his hands. Let's get Luke. This is Luke 4 verse 5, right? Because this is when Satan was tempting our Lord, right? Yahweh Shai, the one who ignorantly called Jesus Christ. This is when Satan take him up into the mountain to tempt him, right? You're going to find out what Satan said to him, right? It says, Luke 4 verse 5, it says, and the devil, taking him up into a high mountain, showed unto him all the kingdoms of the world in a moment of time. And the devil said unto him, all this power will I give thee, and the glory of them, for that is delivered unto me, and to whomsoever I will I give it. Right? So the devil took him up in a high mountain and says, showed him all the kingdoms of the world and the glory of them. He showed him all the riches of the world, right? Showing the one who ignorantly called Jesus all the riches of the world, right? And let them know that he got control of it. Why? Because as he said, it was delivered unto him. Job 9:24 says, the earth was given into his hand. Right here he said, it was delivered unto him. Right? He received it. Right? And he said, all this power will he give him if he bowed down to him. And that's why you can see all our people today. All the people of Negro and Indian descent, be it athletes or entertainers. Well, that's all what they are right now. all entertainers, right? You know they have, in order for them to get those riches they have to bow down to Satan. Not only did they bow down to Satan, understand? But Satan is vile, man. Satan also have them bending over. Understand? All these entertainers, man, in order for them to have the wealth, not even the wealth, the money they have, they had to bow down and bend over to Satan, all right? To these devils, all right? That's how they get the riches, because that's what Satan said, right? They have to bow down to him, and whoever he see fit, he give it to, if they bow down to him, all right? So you know how they got their riches. That's self-explanatory. You know how they got their riches, right? It says, and the devil said unto him, all this power will I give thee, and the glory of them, for that is delivered unto me, and to whomever I will I give it. If thou therefore will worship me and be thine. Understand? And that's what our people are doing right now. These athletes, these entertainers, and all of them who want to get rich in this society. They're selling their soul. They're bending over for Satan. They're worshiping Satan. Understand? They're bowing down to Satan. Why the world was given into his hands.